What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, finally ready to deliver you our team builder for week 6 of the WCBL here on the channel. We are currently sitting at 3-2 after suffering a nasty loss last week to Zone and the Hamilton Torcats. This week we are taking on the Commissioner of the League, Chu, and his Vancouver Victinis, and he has a very interesting team, and there's a little bit of a story behind it because he started the season off with a much more offensive team, and it was something that's really just not in his play style to play with. You had like Aurora Veil and like a couple other interesting things, and it's just more in the offensive wheelhouse, and it's just not something that he was great with. So he actually swapped his entire team with Kahlua and the Utah State Umbreons, which I thought was really interesting, in my opinion. I thought that was cool, that they just swapped their whole teams. I've never, ever seen that done in a draft league before, so they literally just swapped teams. So now his team consists of Gothitelle, Florges, Cobalion, Nidoking, Komala, Jumpluff, Mega Charizard Y, Weavile, Rotom Mow, Druddigon, and Jellicent. And his Z-Crystal users are the Cobalion and the Rotom Mow. So with this team, it's very interesting. Gothitelle's a pain because it traps things, and that's no fun. I'm not looking forward to dealing with a trapper with the shadow tagging. That's some kind of bullshit. It's got Florges for cleric ability. Cobalion is a massive threat. If it gets up an SD, it can just tear through my team. Not a huge fan of that. Nidoking is threatening as fuck. Because Sheer Force Life Orb just fucking mows through most mons. Jumpluff I'm not too worried about. Komala is kind of annoying with its rapid spinning and whatnot, keeping hazards away. Megazard Y can just Oko Mega Aggron, so that's a problem. I don't exactly have a great switch into Megazard Y, so yeah, that's fun to deal with. He's got Weavile, which is an immediate thing that scares my Zygarde a lot. He's got Rotom Mow, which is decent, kind of scary as a Z user because Z Leaf Storm hurts like a bitch. He's got Druddigon, which is not the worst thing in the world to deal with. He's got Jellicent, which is real tanky, so it could be annoying. So hopefully we can pull out a W in this matchup, but this is going to be a really tough one for us to make it out of alive. This is going to be a rough match. So here's to us, man. Here's to us. First one we're bringing is God Shield, the Mega Aggron. I'm bringing this for a couple of reasons. One, because with its filter ability, it can actually take hits from some other mons on his team. This is a good switch into the Weavile. Even if it has a low kick, it actually doesn't do all that much too crazy damage to us, even though we're really heavy. Which is nice. We have Toxic for the Gothitelle if it wants to try to trap us, or something like that, which is cool. So we can Toxic stall that thing down a little bit. Heavy Slam does a massive chunk of damage to it. I actually think we actually can 2-hit KO a physically defensive one with Heavy Slam, so with Toxic and everything, we're pretty much guaranteed to beat that thing 1v1. We have Earthquake. The Heavy Slam will also OHKO the Florges, which is nice, and does a massive amount of damage to a lot of his team. Earthquake is there for the Cobalion, so we can actually hit that thing decently hard. And then Ice Punch is here for the Jumpluff and the Rotom. So we can hit those things super effectively, as well as the Druddigon. So that is our Mega Aggron. The spread isn't really anything special. I don't, and to be fairly honest, I don't actually remember why I have this spread. 52 EVs in attack. I think that's what guarantees us to a KOing Gothitelle. I'm not certain. Or to a KOing Cobalion with Earthquake. Again, I'm not certain. So that is our Mega Aggron set for this week. Nothing too special. Next up we have hashtag Give Him the D. Choose the one who actually gave us the idea for this nickname, so shout outs to him. But this is tough because this thing, we need this thing to wall a lot of things on his team, and we just can't do it well. We're running 56 speed with a Jolly Nature. This actually allows us to outspeed... this is max speed Gothitelle. Max speed Gothitelle. Yeah, this is to outspeed max speed Gothitelle. So we can do that. That's important. So that's cool. 248 HP with 52 defense and 152 into def. That spread, that's where I think to simplify things as much as I can, I'm just gonna, well, I'm not gonna simplify things. I'm just going to pull up the spread. 248, 52, 152, and we're just going to go through a couple different mons that I think could be the reasoning for this, and I'm going to bring it over onto the main screen. Obviously, this set just kind of walls whatchamacallit, Gothitelle. This set, with leftovers, does not get 2 KO'd by Cobalion, unless it gets flinched like twice. Then it can get 3 KO'd, which is annoying. But that's why we have counter. If it sets up an SD, we just click counter on it and we can kill it, which is nice. This set can't be 2 KO'd by Nidoking, which is also nice. Can Komala do it? If he brings the Band and Laughs Resort set, then yes, he can 2 KO us. But we can also click counter on that if he is revealed to be that set. This is over EV'd for... So he still has a chance to 2 KO us with Flamethrower, which is really unfortunate. That's a huge downer. Yeah, massively unfortunate that he can 2 KO us with Flamethrower, but there's really not much I can do about it. Like, Megazard Y, looking at my team, I don't have anything for it. I just don't have anything for Zard. At all. I just don't. There's nothing. And it sucks, but, like, what am I meant to do? I just have to... A lot of the times when Zard comes in, I just have to sack something. Essentially. But I think this is the best we can do. It's just taking one hit and getting off as much damage as we can. It's sad, but true. We just have to accept that fact. it sucks. This week sucks a lot facing a Zard Y. Like, of all Megas in the universe, Zard Y is the last one I want to deal with right now. We have the Culver Berry as well, and that's supposed to allow us to live a Weavile's knockoff, which is nice. And we can counter that thing back as well. I think just overall, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the set. It's just made to bulk hits. Potentially could counter on certain things and knock them out, which is also cool. We can taunt the Gothitelle, so we can keep that thing from like toxicing us and really whittling us down. We have Recover to keep ourselves healthy, and then Nightshade just like overall is the most prominent move against his team. It was a big toss up between S-Toss and Nightshade, and I went for the Nightshade because realistically looking at the matchup, I don't see him bringing Kamala. Because bringing Kamala, he has to bring, like, he can't really bring it to Rapid Spin. He has better Defogger, so if he wants to hazard remove, he's going to go for Defog over Spin. We do have a Ghost type in Miss Magius that can switch in on that Spin. We also have really bulky physical walls with things like Avalugg and Mega Aggron that pretty much just shut down Kamala entirely, like keep her from doing a lot of damage to our team. So I think that overall, like, Jellicent is more likely to come versus Kamala. So I'm thinking that matchup-wise, Nightshade just works better, is more likely to be able to hit his whole team. So that is that set. Next, we're bringing Braun Meowman. Yes, after Braun Strowman, because he's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Braun Meowman, the Incineroar, Flare Blitz, Knockoff, Thunder Punch, and U-Turn with the Assault Vest. Blaze for the ability. 128 HP, 252 attack, Adamant Nature, 4 into Spadef, and 124 into Speed. That 124 in Speed will allow us to outspeed... something that's usually faster than us. Something that's usually faster than us. I believe that actually is supposed to be Florges. Yes, oh yes, I think that's Florges. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Florges. I want to be able to outspeed Florges because Adamant Flare Blitz does a massive amount of damage to Florges. Like, this thing hits like a truck on Florges, which is awesome. I love being able to hit like a truck on Florges. So, yeah, that's the plan there. We actually do 50 to 59% with Flare Blitz to Florges. So, to me, an 81.6% chance to 2-hit KO Amon is a very good percent chance to me. We have Knockoff, because Knockoff is very important, always. Getting rid of items is great. Always. Thunder Punch is there so that we can actually have something to hit the Jellicent. Also, the fact that I'm Assault Vest allows me to take hits from Zard Y better. So, Thunder Punch is good to hit the Zard Y. This is like one of the only things on my team that can actually really not get 2-hit KO'd by Zard Y. I think. I hope. Unless he has Focus Blast, which if he does, well, fuck me. Focus Blast can 2-hit KO me, but other than that, he can't 2-hit KO me with any other move that he has, which is great. So I think overall, like, AV Incineroar is really good for this week. U-Turn will just help us keep some momentum up, which is also good. So, yeah, we have Braun Meowman there. Next up, we have Finny Nut, which is also meant to kind of take some hits from Zard Y, because we are fully specially defensive. And fully specially defensive in the simple fact that we have to be. Now, because we want to be fully specially defensive, we actually literally have to be fully SPDEF. And we're still guaranteed to a KO by Solar Beam after Leftovers Recovery. That's where we're at. I want to be able to, though, if I end up in that situation, I want to be able to get a Toxic off on it so that it'll at least be whittled down a little bit so we can beat it a lot easier in the long run. Toxic is going to be really, really nice in this matchup. I'm actually faster than a lot of his bulkier Mons, so we can get Toxics on a lot of things and taunt them. His Clerics are all slower. His Cleric is slower than us, so we'll be able to taunt that thing and Toxic it and whittle it down. Especially with Nature's Madness, that'll be a lot easier to wear down things like the Florges and whatnot. Taunt Toxic and Nature's Madness is really, really good in this matchup just to whittle down his team significantly. And then we have Surf, just for stab. It's something that can maybe chip at the Zard Y, potentially, if we can. It'll also be super effective on the Nidoking, which is why we have the Kebia Berry, so that we can actually... so we have super effective damage for that, which is nice. We can't really touch the Jellicent too well on that, outside of like Toxicing it and whittling it down. Which is okay, I guess. For the most part, I think this is an okay set. Now, mind you, I'm bringing Toxic on a Mon that sets up Misty Terrain, which you might think is crazy, but Rotom, which is a common switch into this thing, is off the ground, so it can be Toxic. And Megazard Y is also off the ground, which can be Toxic. So, yeah, fuck you. It's a good idea, and he probably won't be expecting it, because it's a Tapu Fini who is meant to prevent statuses on Mons, which is cool. So, fuck yourself. Yeah, but that is our Tapu Fini. Next up, we have Good Sneck, the Zygarde, Choice Banded Zygarde. Enough speed to outspeed the Rotom Mow. 1,000 Arrows, Outrage, Extreme Speed, and Iron Tail. Realistically, 1,000 Arrows is really the only move I have to click. The only Mon on his team... It's scary that one of the only Mons on his team that actually, like, can eat 1,000 Arrows significantly well, like a banded 1,000 Arrows, is Jumpluff, kind of, because, like, Jumpluff is the only real grass type on his team. In all honesty, like, after it gets smacked down, it's gonna eat it like a champion. Because Rotom-Mow doesn't appreciate it at all. It gets 2 KO'd. But we have 1,000 Arrows to pretty much hit anything on his team. Doesn't really have much of a switch in. We have Outrage. Outrage is here. Why is Outrage here? If I can eliminate the Florges, and I'm outside of Misty Terrain, I will just click Outrage, because nothing on his team wants to take that. And he's not going to bring Cobalion in on this thing, ever. So Outrage could just snag me a kill. Extreme Speed it will be really good for cleaning up late game, potentially picking off a threat that might try to set up on me, or whatever. It'd be cool. And like Iron Tail, if early game, like he brings Florges in on this thing, if I can predict Florges coming in, I can just click Iron Tail, and Florges dies. So that would be cool. So that is our Zygarde set. I'm actually glad I have a chance to bring Zygarde this week. I think it's got a really decent matchup. So pretty pleased with this situation. So let's hopefully this will help us pick up W. And the last one we're bringing is Tongue Game, the Licky Licky, with Shed Shell, Wish, Heal Bell, Knockoff, and Earthquake. Knockoff is to get rid of any item or whatnot on the Gothitelle. Wish and Heal Bell to keep our team healthy to the best of our ability. And then Earthquake is to hit something super effective like the Cobalion or whatnot like that. But we have the Shed Shell so that the Gothitelle can't just trap us and fuck us up, which is really good. So I think this could be a very good set for us this week. But with that, that's going to end our team builder here. The battle will be going up tomorrow, so hope you guys stick around for that. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace.